The day I told my boss I was pregnant, she congratulated me, then fired me a week later. No warning, no severance, just a smile and a security escort. I cried for days. I was terrified. But what she didn't know was that the woman she tossed aside was going to come back smarter, stronger, and ruthless enough to take everything she built, piece by piece. Greater than if you've ever been underestimated, cast aside, or punished for something that made you human. This story is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe for more real justice stories, and buckle up. This one ends with poetic karma and the kind of revenge you won't forget. Let's rewind to 2 years ago. At the time, I was working at a mid-sized branding agency run by a woman named Kendra Mayfield. She was sharp, commanding, and loved to present herself as a champion of women in leadership. I was one of her senior account managers. Loyal, reliable, and frankly, overworked. I had pulled late nights to win new clients, managed crisis situations, and even covered for Kendra during her multiple spiritual retreats. I wasn't just good at my job, I was damn good. And then life threw me something beautiful. I found out I was pregnant. My first baby, after struggling for over a year. I was nervous but excited. And Kendra? Well, at first she acted thrilled. She smiled wide, hugged me and said, "You'll be such a badass working mum." It felt genuine. I even teared up. But that warmth didn't last. Within a week of telling her, things changed. Meetings I was always included in, suddenly I wasn't invited. My workload mysteriously thinned out. Kendra started assigning my clients to a junior male colleague, Mark, who had way less experience than me. She said she was preparing for coverage, but something felt off. I tried to tell myself it was temporary, that maybe she was just preparing ahead. Then came the Friday I'll never forget. I was called into HR. The room was freezing, and both Kendra and the HR rep were already seated. They didn't even ask me to sit before Kendra said, "Greater than, we've decided to restructure some roles, and unfortunately your position is being eliminated. No severance, no transition support. Just a few legal documents and a fake sympathetic HR rep pushing the folder toward me." "Greater than, it's not personal," Kendra said. "You'll thank me later. Focus on your baby." I walked out of that building feeling like I'd been erased. I cried the entire ride home. Not just for me, but for my unborn child. I had worked through migraines, burnout, and even skipped my honeymoon for this job, and I was discarded like a broken chair. That weekend, I spiraled. I went from crying to numbness to rage, but something inside me clicked. I wasn't going to let this be my ending. I wasn't going to let a woman who pretended to be a feminist fire another woman for being pregnant and walk away clean. No, I was going to rise. And when I did, she'd fall. Step 1. I got legal advice. Turns out, firing someone for being pregnant, especially without any documented performance issues, is a huge legal risk. I filed a formal EEOC complaint and retained an employment attorney. I also began documenting everything I could remember: conversations, emails, dates, even vague comments Kendra made about maternity making people soft. But I didn't stop there. While my case processed, which takes months, I used my downtime because, let's be real, who hires a pregnant woman easily? To build something of my own. Reached out to a few clients I had built relationships with, just for coffee. Some didn't respond, but a few did. And one, a luxury skincare startup, said something that stuck with me. "Greater than, we loved you. Kendra always took credit for your ideas." Boom, they became my first freelance client. From there, I hustled. Between baby kicks and nausea, I built a small branding consultancy. Just me, my laptop, and clients who believed in me, not the company behind me. When my son was born, I paused, but not for long. Within 6 months, I had 5 steady clients, a website, and enough income to hire my first contractor. I was still healing, but I was becoming dangerous. Almost a year after being fired, I got a message on LinkedIn. A former colleague. She wrote, "Greater than..." You won't believe this. Kendra's in hot water. One of your old clients left the LinkedIn and apparently threatened to sue for misrepresentation. Apparently threatened to sue for misrepresentation. Turns out, that luxury skincare startup, they had referred me to 2 others, and all 3 had now pulled business from Kendra's agency. They'd realised she was selling my past work as her ongoing strategy. The kicker? She tried to sue me for stealing clients. But my lawyer laughed. We had documentation proving I had initiated no outreach. They had approached me. And as independent businesses, they had the right to choose their agency. A suit was dismissed. But mine was just heating up. My EEOC complaint finally advanced, and with a paper trail, testimonies from 2 former co-workers and an HR rep who had quietly resigned, it was clear Kendra had knowingly discriminated. We settled for a 5-figure sum, enough to invest in my growing company and take a little breath. But the real revenge was watching her agency crumble. Online reviews tanked, clients left, her staff turnover skyrocketed. Eventually, she rebranded and tried to relaunch, but it didn't stick. She went from Forbes 30 Under 30 darling to a cautionary tale in agency Facebook groups. Didn't buy her company, I didn't need to. I built something better, a business rooted in trust, creativity, and actual ethics. And here's the cherry on top. Last month, I got a notification. Kendra had applied to freelance through a branding platform I was now partnered with. And guess whose team she had to pitch to? Mine. She didn't recognize my name at first, until the video call connected. Her smile faltered. She stammered something about reconnecting. I said, "Greater than, thanks for your interest. We're not currently accepting applications from those with unresolved EEOC settlements on record." I ended the call. Sweet. Poetic. Closure. Being pregnant didn't make me weak. It made me powerful. It made me see who truly respected me and who never did. Sometimes revenge isn't fire and fury. Sometimes it's building a life so successful they can't even dream of catching up. If this story gave you chills or reminded you that karma doesn't miss, smash that like button. Drop a comment below. Have you ever been underestimated like this? So small. Have you ever been underestimated like this? Have you ever been underestimated? Have you ever been underestimated like this? And don't forget to subscribe for more emotionally satisfying revenge stories. Until next time, stay strong and never let them write your ending.